So I started recording. I have no idea how to start this video off. But yeah, today is the beginning of 2026, and I just want to reflect, talk about New Year's resolution and all those things. Actually really like New Year's resolutions. I know a lot of people don't, mainly because they feel that if you're gonna change something about yourself, then you should just do it. And to that, I definitely agree. But it's more so, just about reflection, or at least it is to me. It's like just a good opportunity to sit down and look at everything, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think for last year's resolution, I forget if I said this in the video or if it's something I thought of, but last year's resolution I think was to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and talking to people more or being more present in life in general. Because that's definitely something I've been lacking of, um, particularly in my adult life. 1,000 subscribers? Nah, not even close. Unfortunate, but definitely appreciate the people who have subscribed over the year. So thank you guys for that. Talking to more people, surprisingly successful. Like definitely successful, but like surprisingly successful, and not even just recalling my time at GDC back in early last year, in what was that, March, April, probably one of them. But not even that, but just talking to people over the course throughout the year, being in more groups, being in more voice chats, being more Discord bound, so to speak. I'm very proud of myself for that, and not just proud of myself, very happy that I did end up doing that, just becoming more talkative. I'm still an introvert. Well, actually, I'm probably an ambivert. That's besides the point. Anyway, but the biggest lesson of last year is that you can't live life passively. And that's something I knew, but there's like a separate side to that, and that is you must be active and do things with intention. That intent grounds you to your work ethic, and that work ethic makes you more productive. So yeah, that was definitely the biggest thing I learned, because I am a very kinesthetic person. I learn by doing and feeling, and I also do a lot of things just naturally. I often go with the flow. But the way I do things in that sense means that it's just a passive action. Like I do a lot of things passively. It's really hard to explain, because it's not to say that I don't care. I definitely do care. It's just more like everything I do is kind of just second nature. So I guess that was a really big lesson for me, because it's just such an antithesis to my very nature. Why are you shedding? Anyway, things I want to get into more. Definitely reading and writing. I've had a strong inkling. Did not even mean to make a pun there. A strong inkling to write, because there's definitely some story ideas I've had, particularly to market Magic City Beats, or just to, like, to generate hype. So I've been thinking about that, and also been thinking about reading. I definitely do read a lot more now than when I first started reading, because I'm doing it instead of reading particular books. um Even read a book I didn't like, and I really don't like talking about things I don't like, because I'm very good at making other people not like it either, and I don't want to do that. But I forced myself to read it just because I wanted to know what it was like to read something you don't like, or force yourself to read something, be disappointed in how a story is, doing things. But that's honestly besides the point. I want to read more, not just for pleasure, but for productivity. I want to read more so I can be more, so I can articulate better, more so than I have been, or at least trying to, so that I can learn better too, or learn better also. I follow a lot of people, but Inferno Ami definitely had some books listed that I need to look into. A lot of them about well, four of them in total, about productivity, about learning how to learn things that I found value in early college life. But all that stuff was self-taught. It might be a lot better to look deeper into those topics from a more professional point of view. So yeah, the YouTube channel. Yeah, instead of making a whole script for this and reading it word per word and then having to edit a lot of stuff, I just decided to do bullet points. So I'm going to be very sporadic. I didn't have anything listed on YouTube channel. I just wanted to talk about YouTube channel. I think, yeah, I think a good few of you have already heard me say that I want to make more video essays on my channel. And I haven't really kept up with that, unfortunately. But for this year, one of my revolutions, or not resolutions, but one of my goals, let's say, is that I want to make at least 4 large video essays this year. Like, they might not be an hour long, but honestly, they might not even be that long, but just video essays that I just put a lot of work into, like a lot of work and love into those topics. I have 4 ideas already. Actually, I have like 5 or 6, but that is definitely a main goal that I want to do. And if I'm able to sprinkle in like side videos for that, then that would be great. At the moment, I am balancing life like many of you. Bills, student loans are definitely coming up now that I've graduated. And then also splitting those responsibilities with game development, trying to get better on YouTube. Now the addition of writing, family, and then working to keep a roof over my head. I guess like that's probably the biggest puzzle that I've had for the past decade at least. It's just trying to balance all of that. The what everyone tells me is that you can't balance all of those. You have to pick the ones that really matter and focus on those. I am a little bit too stubborn and I have not fully learned that lesson yet, so we're gonna see how that goes for a little bit longer. In terms of Magic City Beats, the game, what I really want to do is just make a demo as soon as possible. I'm getting closer and closer to that, but game development is hard. And it's one of those things because I've been studying game development for, I'd say, what's that, like 7 years in total, at least professionally, academically. And even I was not prepared for the full truth of that statement. Like, everyone hears it, everyone says it, but you don't know it until you actually do it. Part of that also is that I don't give myself enough credit because I actually do a lot in terms of all the things I want to do, or all the activities, all the products I'm trying to juggle with game development. Overall, I do a decent job of handling a lot of those things at once. However, my biggest problem that I've learned over the past couple of years, but definitely this year, is that I am a very efficient person. I am not that productive. The difference, I guess, consider Super Smash Brothers. You can deal damage to someone, and the more damage that person has, the easier it is to kill them. So, a lot of the times, dealing damage is just making life easier for you, or making it more likely for you to win that game. At the same time, though, it is a problem if you get an opponent to 200% without killing it. Like, why is he that high? And that's my problem. Even though I'm able to manage a whole bunch of things at once, what matters more is actually not necessarily getting it done, but what matters more is making something tangible. And that's something I want to work on. Not just working on things, but finishing it, if that makes sense. What that probably means is that I need to learn how to, instead of trying to hyperfixate, hyper-focus on something to get it done. But yeah, I'm very good at just doing work. I'm very good at busy work, like superficial activities and stuff. Very good at just knocking those out the way. I am literally immune to seasonal depression, but things still need to get finished. So yeah, my New Year's resolution for this year, which is more so going to be like a goal, so to speak. Well, I guess a New Year's resolution is always a goal, but what I mean is that I want to use a resolution to mark a goalpost for myself, so that I'm able to use my progress to gauge how good I'm doing and how I want to adjust that for next year potentially. And for that, my New Year's resolutions are: I want to be more productive, not more efficient, more productive, getting things done, getting things finished, seeing things through, learning how to, even if I'm working on multiple things at a time, learning how to choose one of those things and hard focusing on it until it's finished, and then go to the other ones later. Another resolution is I want to be louder. This is really hard to explain, but I think a couple of maybe, I guess it's for the quote unquote true fans who watch all of my videos. But one of my biggest insecurities is my voice, not necessarily the quality, the tone, or necessarily how it sounds, but just how it comes off, because I cannot control the tone of my voice. So when I get louder, a lot of people take it as me being aggressive, when actually I'm just trying to make someone hear me better. This music is too peaceful, but the problem that came from that is me being soft-spoken and too comfortable with being soft-spoken. So I do want to get louder just to... I'm gonna let my cat out. Hopefully he doesn't start yelling. Basically, I don't want to be too comfortable with not being able to speak up, if that makes sense. The next resolution is I want to be less patient. And a lot of people are going to hear that and like, what? You want to be less patient? Patience is a virtue. It definitely is. It definitely helps when, you do need to just sit down, shut up, and wait for things to happen, wait for the universe to put everything in place, or just take the time to get ready for when you actually need to do the work or when you actually need to be put into action. That said, I am too patient in the sense that I can wait on something forever. And maybe that's a problem that's a little difficult to see what's wrong with that. So it's probably better to see patience in the sense of comfortability. And I am too comfortable with a lot of things. So what I appreciate about my patience is that it does come from just my natural vibe of giving everyone a chance, or my nonchalantness, my melancholy. I like the aura that I give other people, or I like the aura that I present to other people. That's not a bad thing. But the problem with being comfortable is that it what did Bloodborne say? Is that it engenders passivity. For instance, I can live with a low paying job. I don't use that much money. I genuinely don't. I can get by. I know how to not spend money. I know how to make money last. But my problem is that why don't I do that with the high paying job? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm patient enough to think, okay, well, I'll just wait for a raise, or, there's no reason to do this now. I don't have to do it. I can wait until a better opportunity comes in front of me instead of seeking that better opportunity. I am definitely too patient. I am definitely too passive, too comfortable with a lot of things. And I'm not saying that I don't want to be comfortable with those things. It's more so I don't want that comfortability to stop me from seeking better things. Most prominently, using my degree to get a good job. Not a decent job, a good job. Would that still even matter in today's economy? Probably not, but it helps. It definitely helps. Oh, and here I said I want to do my 4 big projects for YouTube. Well, we already got that out the way. Oh, I forgot to mention that I wanted to do that like 1 video per quarter of the year. And I think I'm going to use that to gauge my or to keep up with how I want to schedule it. Let's say that. Instead of working on the videos for an X amount of time, I'm telling myself, okay, well, you have 3 months to do the first video, 3 months to do the second video, and then etc. etc. It's not like I want to just deadlines help. That's probably the best way to say it. Deadlines help. Next, these. So I'm probably going to make the tradition of doing a New Year's resolution video every year, for the simple fact that I want to use it to gauge my progress. That said, I was thinking, if not every month, every quarter, that I want to make videos like these, and not monthly updates, because I try monthly updates, they're not the greatest, because it's just all like, I'm gonna do this, and then I don't do it, then I feel bad, like, oh, I tried. But instead of update videos, I want them to be vibe checks. Like, just, are you paying attention to yourself? Are you do you have a good circle? Is the people you have around you the energy you want to have in your life? Like, are you protecting your mental? Are you keeping up with all the things? Are you doing the things you need to do? Like, how are you doing? How am I doing? Things like that. Because I do want to be more present, and having something where I just talk about it will help me be that way. Because life life happens, bro. And the main thing about life is just the perception of it, because it definitely doesn't go quickly, but it definitely feels that way, because you don't cherish those moments, you don't think about them that much. Everything is so the next, the next, the next, the next, the next. So I want to give myself more of a reason to take a moment, pause, and reflect, and in doing so, potentially help others do the same thing. Because this society, American society, this government, American government, is absolutely trash, and I have a strong distaste for everyone who not necessarily disagree, but chooses not to admit it. For that, a lot of people, a lot of younger people, well, everyone, would need to be equipped with a strong mental state and the ability to chill. Maybe that's probably the best word. Just the ability to chill. Just take the time, look at the situation, and then act. In terms of Twitch, I really want to stream more days out of the week. I don't think that'll happen though, because money. I need to work more, so those streams probably won't be as frequent as I would like. If I do though, I want to make good on my attempt to be more productive. And if I can, I will be trying to stream 3 days out of the week just being coding and game development. I'm definitely going to be coding and doing game development outside of streams, but if I do stream, it's just going to be that. Because I want to make a demo. I want it to be out there. I want to make a Kickstarter. I want to, go through all the highs and lows of that experience. Get completely funded, God willing. That would be great. Have people look forward to it. I want that experience as a game developer, as an indie game developer. But yeah, that's gonna take time, action, and intent. But that's about everything. I'm gonna end that here. I'll see you guys next month or next quarter, depending on when I do these for the next 5 check. But until then, as usual, peace.